Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a recipe for Pantry Brownies. It's been a while since I posted a recipe. I thought what better time to do it than now, when all of us are social distancing and doing our part to avoid the spread of the coronavirus. These brownies are made with things that I had on hand on my pantry, and the ingredients are really easy to find, so I'm pretty sure most of you have it around in your own kitchen. So let's jump right ahead to the ingredients we are going to need. We're going to use 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 1 stick of unsalted butter. We're going to use 4 eggs. Also, we're going to use 3/4 of a cup of unsweetened cocoa, 1 teaspoon of baking soda. I grabbed the baking powder. 2 tablespoons of canola oil, 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence. I'm going to use 1 cup and 3/4 of a cup of light brown sugar, a pinch of salt, and some chocolate chips. This is about 3/4 of a cup. Also, you can add any type of nut that you want. So for the first step, we're gonna heat up or preheat our oven at 375 degrees Fahrenheit. In a saucepan, I'm gonna melt my butter. You could do this step in the microwave if you want to do that, but I think the flavor is better if you do it in the saucepan. To my butter, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. You can replace the butter for straight oil, so overall it will be 10 tablespoons of oil if you don't have any butter around. I'm gonna add 1 cup plus 3/4 of a cup of light brown sugar. If you don't have, just use regular sugar, or you can also use dark sugar. Whatever you have available, it will work. Make sure to give it a good stir with a wooden spoon or a spatula, and make sure to dissolve all the lumps that you might get in the mixture. For the next step, we're going to use 3/4 of a cup of baking cocoa. Make sure to stir it really well. And for the next step, we're going to add our flour. I'm going to use 1 cup of all-purpose flour. And you can use almond flour if that's what you have, or you can use oatmeal flour, coconut flour. I think you can substitute for any type of flour that you have at hand. We're going to use 1 teaspoon of baking soda and 1 teaspoon of salt. Keep mixing until you get like a very dry dough, and you're going to take it out of the fire and let it cool for a little bit. In a separate bowl, we are going to add 4 eggs. Now, eggs are kind of tricky to replace. I've heard people replacing them with bananas, applesauce, things like that. I think you could replace the eggs in this recipe, but you would have to take a little bit of the sugar out, or otherwise it would be too sweet. Give it a good whisk to mix all the eggs, and we're going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence. So I let my mixture to cool off for about 5 minutes, and I'm going to add it little by little, making sure to mix well in between additions. You could do this step with a hand mixer, but I'm going to do it by hand because I need exercise nowadays. There's not much to do around the house. So I'm going to use a square pan, a square brownie pan. You can use a round one if that's what you have, or any type of mold. Just make sure that it's a little bit deep, and cover it with aluminum foil, making sure that you get all the corners. And now it's time to pour our batter into the mold. With a spatula, take the batter all the way to the ends so you have an even bake. And now is the fun part that you can use whatever you got left in the pantry. I happen to have some chocolate chips, so I'm just gonna throw them there. They're about 3/4 of a cup. You could use white chocolate, you could use butterscotch chips, any milk chocolate, semi-sweet, any type of chocolate that you have. You can even just grab like a traditional Hershey bar and just chop it and add it to it. Just any type of chocolate will do. I'm going to use some walnuts here because that's what I happen to have, but if you want to add peanuts or peanut butter, almonds, pecans, any type of nut that you want to add, you can do so. And this is about 1/2 cup of nuts. Now I'm gonna put it in the oven for about 20 minutes. This will depend on how strong your oven is, so make sure after the 20-minute mark to keep an eye on it. After 20 minutes, my brownie is ready. I'm so excited. It smells really good. I'm gonna leave the brownie in my counter to cool off for about 30 minutes before I attempt to cut it. So as usual, all the quantities and full list of ingredients are down below in the description box. So there you go, delicious, chewy, crispy quarter brownies. They are so good and easy to make. Let me know down below if you like them, if you make them at home. If you have any questions, also leave me a comment. I'll be happy to answer. And stay safe, stay healthy, and I hope this coronavirus goes away soon. In the meantime, I will see you guys in my next one. Thank you. Bye.